I don't have one in building pipeline or managing pipeline. We've figured it out. So from your perspective as a leader managing a team, like how do you identify specific skill gaps at the rep level? And then let's say you notice like 3 or 4 major ones in me. How do you pick the most important one that's going to have the biggest impact? And then what do you do from that point?
Oh, that is a great question. I mean, there's only one way to identify skill gaps, James, as you know as well as I do, and that is to be in the trenches. And you have to witness it. You have to read through transcripts. You have to be in meetings with clients. You have to watch Gong recordings, and you have to see it for yourself. And that is literally the only way I've seen it been done on a one-to-one level. You can use data to inform your initial assessment, I guess, but then you then need to go in and actually see it playing out in real time. Data is a really good way to do that because depending where they're at in the funnel and what your steps are and etc., you can start to identify where it's falling down. But you need to then go in actually and physically see it. 'Cause it could be a number of problems. It could be they're not saying this, or it could be that they're actually saying it in the wrong tone, giving the wrong impression, and there's quite a lot to sales, isn't there? Once you kind of get into it, so how do I prioritize the ones that are going to have the most impact is a really interesting topic, and I guess it falls down to the analysis on the data originally, and it's like where is James having the most problems? Is it falling down between discovery meeting and proof of concept? Is it falling down between demo and proof of concept, or discovery and demo? And what I understand is where in his process he needs the boost, the performance boost, and I address that one first. If you've got 50 meetings that have had a discovery meeting and no one's coming back and confirming your demo meeting, obviously that's a very very clear sign that you're doing something in your discovery meeting that's not keeping people excited. So using data to identify what's going to have the biggest impact, but you've got to get in the weeds on this stuff.
100%. I didn't come up with this name, but there's a classic movie called Ride Along. I don't know if you've seen it. I think they made a couple of them, but he basically, I think Ice Cube's a police officer and Kevin Hart's just like some random dude, and his partner's like, "Hey, like go ride along with Ice Cube," and so that's where I got the name from it from. But what I used to do with my reps, if they were going through like a series of really struggling, I'd actually block a whole morning off or a whole afternoon off, and I would go and physically sit next to them
Mm.
and I would ride along as they do the job. So let's take an SDR really struggling, putting all in the right, inputs, making loads of calls or whatever, but just not figuring it out. I'd sit next to him like, dude, imagine I'm not here. I'm literally here to see if there's 1 or 2 things that you're doing that I can't see with data and see if I can help you overcome them because I genuinely want you to be successful and I just can't figure it out right now. And I'll sit